Sitaram, welcome to this evening's edition of Dharma Mangalam, coming to you from the studios of Radio Jagrati 102.7 FM and TV Jagrati. We do our pranam and homage at the lotus feet of our revered Gurudev, Swami Brahmaswarupanandaji, and to all our listeners on the airwaves. This evening we have with us on set a very special guest, a devotee of ours, Sushri Vidyaji, visiting from Virginia, USA. And we know that in Trinidad and Tobago, we are often known as the Ramayan country or Hanuman's country because of the love and devotion in the hearts of all the people of this country for the Sri Ramcharitamanas, written by Goswami Sant Tulsidas, for the love and devotion in the hearts of our people, the Pavanaputra Hanuman. So this evening, Sushri Vidyaji is on set with us. She's a very ardent devotee of Swami Brahmaswarupanandaji. Sushri Vidyaji, welcome to our set this evening. One of the first things I wanted to talk to you about this evening for the benefit of all the devotees of this country is I know that you cherish love in your hearts for all of our scriptures, and you have been studying at the lotus feet of your revered Gurudev for many, many years. But can you tell us what has particularly attracted you to the Sri Ramcharitamanas? What has particularly attracted you to studying this holy scripture of ours? Can you tell us, please?
Firstly, my humble pranam to Sri Gurudev Ji and to you, Sadhvi Anandamai Guruji, and to all of the listeners and all the TV viewers. It is my blessing, of course, to be here again with Gurudev Ji in the ashram. And yes, I have a love for Sri Ramcharitamanas because it epitomizes everything. The relationship of family, social work, Bhagwan Sri Ram, all of the personalities in the Ramayana. And when you come to the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev Ji and he expounds in the philosophical sense, it brings you to that awareness again and again what the reality of the Supreme Being is about.
So what has attracted you? I mean, you're telling us about the great ocean, the saga that the Sri Ramcharitamanas is, being one of the foundation, the pillars of Sanatan Dharma, our culture, our philosophy, our heritage. We see that when we go through the Sri Ramcharitamanas, it is not a mere book, or it's not a mere story, or it's not just a katha or history epic of Sri Ram's life, but we see in each and every chaupai. As a matter of fact, I know that Gurudev Ji says that each and every word, each and every chaupai of the Sri Ramcharitamanas is like a maha mantra, a great mantra. So we hear about the family values, we hear about the political values, we hear about the infrastructure and infrastructure for the entire social setup of humanity. But particularly, what has pulled your heart to the Sri Ramcharitamanas?
Well, of course, everything that you just explained, but for me, as far as relationship goes, it teaches from childhood to adult values and principles through the stories, through the epic on the TV, through the reading of the pages of Sri Ramcharitamanas, values such as beware of bad counsel, like mantra to Kaikayima, or brother's relationship of Lakshman Bhaiya to Sri Ram. When he was told that he had to go into the forest, Lakshman Bhaiya, out of the love for Sri Ram, he also wanted to go for that 14 years. And I think that sets a principle for what the relationship of brother to brother should be, and in that love to cherish. In today's society, it's so relevant for all of the relationships, mother to son, Kausalya Ma, having her relationship to Prabhu Sri Ram, going into the forest, she was not happy about it, but she thought about this social aspect of it, to give this value of what Sri Ram is about to the entire society, not just as her son. So if we can think of our children as not just ours and how we wish to raise them, but they should become that ideal for the entire society. They should become beneficial to everyone that they go through.
Thank you. Another thing that particularly pulls the hearts of the devotee is that most of our devotees would know that the Sri Ramcharitamanas is written in Awadhi, and when we recite the Sri Ramcharitamanas, it's poetic in its format. And if we look at the Chaupais of Sant Tulsidas, we see how each word at the end of each Chaupai sounds like the one from the last of the other. And in doing the Ramayana recitation itself, you get a sense of bhav, of emotions, deep emotions, when you recite the Sri Ramcharitamanas, that for some reason, I mean particularly for me, that every time I recite the Sri Ramcharitamanas or the Chaupais of the Sri Ramayana, it pulls the chords of bhakti and devotion. And it indeed, it does something to my heart, I tell you. It stirs the music in my heart. It stirs the music in my soul. And when I speak about the music, I speak about the music of the divine. And as I recite the Sri Ramcharitamanas in the guidance of our Revered Gurudev, I instantly feel that sense of surrender, that sense of love and devotion to the feet of the Lord. And I feel the vibrations of divinity emanating from my heart. This is what attracts me particularly, personally, to the Sri Ramcharitamanas. Before we go on and we expand on the social aspect and the human value aspect and the family values, it's what it does to my soul. So Sri Ramcharitamanas is indeed a soul-stirring scripture of our Sanatan Dharma, our culture and philosophy. So whilst we study the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Sanskrit in its text, the philosophy of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is indeed very, very high. And the Sri Ramcharitamanas also is the same. But it is said by our Revered Gurudev that indeed if we want to study the Sri Ramcharitamanas, we must find ourselves a capable guru. Because even though it's written in its poetic format, the Ramayana is the essence of the 4 Vedas, all the Puranas, and all our holy books, as in the Sri Ramcharitamanas, is written in the Ramayana Arti, Charo Veda Purana Ashtadasa Chau Shastra Sabha Granthana Ko Rasa. So this is indeed the great foundation, the deep meaning, the deep ocean, the Mahasagar that this Sri Ramcharitamanas is. So for me, first and foremost, is the stirring of the bhakti and the devotion. That connection that I have as I chant the Sri Ramcharitamanas, I indeed feel that I have arrived at the feet of Prabhu Sri Ram. Do you feel the same?
Absolutely, absolutely you feel that way, because when you're told that Sri Ram, Lakshman Bhaya, Bharat Bhaya, Shatrughan Bhaya, they are the 4 Vedas.
Yes.
They come to light in that form for us. So it assimilates in that way. And you think, Siya Rama mein sab jaga jani, karo pranam jori juga pani. So with folded hands, with that devotion that develops through listening to the Chaupais, through the dohas of Sri Ramcharitamanas, you come to that introspection of what Sri Gurudev Ji teach us from the philosophical sense of what they represent, how they apply to us. And yes, the devotion grows and grows with each time that you open the pages of the Ramayana.
So when we look at Sri Ramcharitamanas, and as we've been studying, I wanted to discuss with you some aspects or some qualities or some of the main personalities in Sri Ramcharitamanas. And I know that one of the personalities that particularly captivates your heart, and one of the personalities who is very familiar to the population of the Caribbean diaspora, I would say, is Mata Shavari. I would like you to discuss with me something about her qualities, her abilities, and what is your impression of Mata Shavari's personality and her contribution in the Sri Ramcharitamanas, not only to the Sri Ramcharitamanas, but to all of humanity?
Shabrima, for me, she is that devotion come alive. I think that when we talk about her, we talk about this simple personality without any outward beauty. But anyone who listens to when the when it comes to her saying that my guru said that God will come into your life. This is the devotion that we aspire towards. This is where we come from.
And we
so her
see that.
simplicity in just listening to the Guru's teaching, all of the years, 108 years I believe it is, until Prabhu Sri Ram came.
Her deep faith and patience.
That faith, that patience, she is the embodiment of patience.
Dedication.
Her seva, everything towards this, the words, the teaching of her Guru. He said to her, Bhagwan will come into your life. And she never doubted this. Day after day, with her patience, with her devotion, with her love, with the ridicule from anyone that came in her pathway, she overcame that. And she showed them love instead of any kind of ridicule. So this is devotion at its highest. And she, in Sri Ramcharitamanas, besides Bharat Bhaya, Shabri Ma holds the string of my heart.
Lovely. So in Shabri Mata's Gita in Sri Ramcharitamanas, I think one of the it's Nauda Bhakti, or the 9 forms of devotion. So I think the one of the ones that I think it's particularly attracting your heart is Guru Pada Pankaja Seva Tisari Bhagati Aman Chauti Bhagati Mama Gunagana Karai Kapatata Jigan Karai Kapatata Jigan. Boliye Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai.
Thank you, Shivananji, for that beautiful rendition.
So we have spoken about the gem that the Sri Ramcharitamanas is indeed. We have heard about the deepness, the depth of its holy waters. We have listened that in the Sri Ramcharitamanas we have such great personalities, the vastness as the sky, and we have heard about the family values, the values of brotherhood. We have heard about the Sri Ramcharitamanas giving political values. As a matter of fact, in Ram Rajya of the Sri Ramcharitamanas in Uttarakhand, I believe it is, Sri Ram, he presented an international constitution, not a national constitution, but an international constitution where the whole world government can follow, so that each and every citizen of each and every country could be happy, could have a life that's free of suffering, crime, and poverty, where there would be equality, fraternity, liberty. All of these values we saw in Ram Rajya of Sri Ramcharitamanas. But before that, we have Sri Ram being in exile for 14 years in the forest, as most of us would know. And we have seen Bharat Bhaiya on this journey as he went into the forest to meet Sri Ram, because he was supposed to be the king. But Bharat Bhaiya had other thoughts in his mind as he presented the values, the greatest value of the love of brothers. So Sri Vidyaji, can you now tell us something about the qualities of Bharat Bhaiya, about his love, his devotion? What does he exemplify? What does he signify in the Sri Ramcharitamanas?
I think in this instance, he exemplifies the principle of respecting your elders. Because at that era, the elder in the family is who would take the throne, per se. And Bharat Bhaiya, out of his love for Prabhu Sri Ram, he wanted his brother to sit on the throne. He went into the forest, Chitrakoot, to ask him to come back to rule the kingdom. So this is exemplifying that principle of respecting your elders. This is a great example. This is a great teaching through the Sri Ramcharitamanas of what we can tell to our youngsters. That not because something has been given to you, you go ahead and readily accept it.
Correct.
You have to think about all of the principles that go into accepting a position in life. If there is someone who is better suited for it, then you need to give them that position of doing that. So his love for Sri Ram, his respect for the elder position in this kingdom, he wanted to follow that. He went, he brought back the Paduka, put it on the throne. He lived outside of the city life to respect what Prabhu Sri Ram was also doing. So all of these are great teachings from Sri Ramcharitamanas for us as a society, as children of this Hindu dharma of ours. So every time that you read Sri Ramcharitamanas, find that teacher who can expound to you what all of this means, and really think about what the principles are that it's teaching us on our day-to-day basis.
So as we explore on the personalities of the Sri Ramcharitamanas, if you want to be an ideal mother, learn from Kaushalya Mata, Sumitra Ma. If you want to be an ideal father, see the life of Raja Dashrath. If you want to be an ideal friend, so look at the life of Vibhishan, look at the life of Sugriv, look at the life of Kewat. If you want to be an ideal bhakta or devotee, look at the life of Hanumanji, look at the life of Shavri Mata or Bharat Bhaiya. If you want to be the ideal servant, if you want to serve your community, your society and your nation, look at Hanumanji, look at Angaji, look at Jamwantji. The entire Sri Ramcharitamanas, each and every personality has a value for each and every person in whatever position in society that you may be. So it is my humble request that each and every one of us should study the Sri Ramcharitamanas and take one of these personalities, emulate their qualities in our lives, and as we heard of the great saying of Mahatma Gandhi, be the change that you want to see in the world. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Jai Shri Ram.